Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. Welcome back to Cannon Fodder, the channel for Arsenal fans all over this world. Yes, it's the Monday morning catch-up show. I thought we were going to do like a Sunday morning catch-up show. My brother said to me that he was busy.
Yeah, some of us got to work. We're not all like you traipsing around Gibraltar and the East End. Some of us have to work, bro. You know what I mean? Especially in this kind of weather as well. So, but we've got a Sunday morning catch up to come.
Yeah, we have. Putting lots of hot pepper sauce about the sun, but
Definitely.
someone's got to work. Listen, I've done my bit for humanity. Yeah, I deserve a break.
Wow, you humanitarian.
No, I'm part of the humane. Yeah, I've done my part. I just deserve a break. Anyway, and I digress. We digress. Yes, it's the Sunday morning catch-up show. Yeah,
Monday.
Sunday, Monday.
Oh,
Feels
right.
good to me.
I think you're still on the beach, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm on the rock, Ralph. Anyway, we'll get into this one. We've got 3 segmented live news. Also, the new kit. I want to get my brother's opinion about that. I kind of know what he's going to say. But anyway, we'll get into this one on the other side of this music intro. Yes, indeed. Yeah, welcome back to Cannon for the channel for Arsenal fans all over this world. Now, before I actually say what I usually say about subscribing, I kind of got to look at the analytics. I mean, every time I log into the YouTube channel, it does say, comparing this period to last year. You're not doing well, you're doing crap, or you're doing miraculous stuff. I'm thinking, okay, all right. So this morning it said that this period, July, compared to last year, we're like 150, I think, percent up on viewers and subscribers. And I'm thinking that's all down to each and every one of you guys who's, for some reason, you like Canal 4 TV. For some reason, Ralph. I'm not sure what's going on, but yeah. Let's say, this time.
It's your face, mate. It's your face
Say
that they
again?
love.
What
It's
was that?
your face.
It's not my face. It's not my face. It's the content. I have to do my face, Ralph. But I want
Good
to say,
content.
yeah. So I want to say before we get into this one again, thank you to each and every one of you. Not that you'll be watching this later on, because what I've started to do now is the show I do in the morning, it gets repeated or premiered in the evening, saves me time. But also, I think a balance. I mean, I'm not. Although I'm on holiday for my placement from the school until September, it's about finding the right balance. So a lot of you who are watching are thinking, I want to do what Alex does. Don't try and do what I do. Do what you want to do. But it's no cakewalk. It's no cakewalk. You've got to try and find the right balance. It can't be all about podcasting. You've got to find a right balance in your life, and your well-being is the most important thing. Yeah, it's not as easy as it looks. Is it, Ralph?
No, it's not. I mean, I applaud you because you do it in between work. My work, not using that as an excuse, but my work is it's heavy-handed, and when I have that time, I try and share it with my daughter, and doing this. I mean, I love Arsenal. I love Arsenal, but I'm a very sporty kind of person anyway. But what Alex does in terms of not just the segments, the research behind it as well, and when we used to do the easy talks, getting the guests to come up on easy talks and everything else, I applaud you, Alex. But yeah, our subscribers, those who view, those who like viewing but don't want to press the notification button, we appreciate every time you share with us, and we just aim to go forward.
Yeah. We have, of course, surpassed 12,000 subscribers, and we're making our way quite rapidly to 13,000. I never thought, back in the day, I would ever mention those figures there, but it is what it is. So thank you to our Facebook followers, our Twitter followers, and the subscribers on YouTube. Thank you. So anyway, so just going to say, make sure you subscribe right now. Be part of the community over here. Like I said, the community is growing very, very rapidly, and so it's been all down to you guys. I mean, the content we do is the content, but if we didn't content that you guys don't like, then there's no way we would have been at the stage that we are. I think maybe 800 followers on Facebook, almost 900 on Twitter, and like I said, 12, almost 13,000 on YouTube. You know what? Let's get into this one. It's kind of been like just talking for the sake of it. But anyway, the first bit of news we want to talk about, and I actually want to get my brother's opinion, is in regards to, let's have a look here. It is this chap here, the right back. Still hasn't gone, but this report, I did promise a lot of the guys who, over the last couple of days, been asking about Hector Bellerin, Granit Xhaka. We still know he's in no man's land. Well, edging a little bit closer to the exit door to Roma. But Arsenal star Hector Bellerin is being watched by Inter, confirmed Serie A Giants chief Beppe Morata. The Arsenal right back, age 26, still young, has been tipped to leave the Emirates this summer after 10 years service route for Arsenal. Reports claim that Inter are leading the race for Bellerin after sending Achraf Hakimi to PSG, and Morata has now confirmed the Serie A champions have a Bellerin in their sights. He told Sky Sports Italy, Bellerin is a player we are following, but I can't say any more than that. And Morata also revealed that Inter are interested in re-signing Manchester United left back Alex Telles. He also added Telles. I can't exclude this possibility, but we're making plans and we'll see. Should Arsenal decide to cash in on Bellerin, it's reckoned that they would demand, for me, £15 million is a little bit short. But Ralph, the most important thing for me is to get these players off the wage bill. Get them off, get them away. It's like, it's a recurring, theme that I keep finding myself saying, Ralph. Get the players off the wage bill. Get them away from Arsenal. Doesn't matter by any means necessary. I wouldn't say that. I'd say, get them away off the wage bill. Ralph, your thoughts about Hector Bellerin? Still an Arsenal player. The latest club linked to Bellerin is Inter Milan.
He played at the weekend, didn't he? He played in the Rangers match. I know he played in the. I'm certain he played in the Rangers match, and he played in the Hibs match as well. So it's one of those things that I still can't get my head around it. At the end of last season, we all said, the players that need to leave. I keep on going on like a broken record when I said how Arteta must know the 11 that he wants, and the possible maybes in the team, but the most important thing is to get rid of the players that haven't done what they've been trying to do for the last 5, 6, 7, maybe in some cases 10 years. And it's a shame. James Rowe often says that when a player comes, this is not FIFA, this is real life football. You're dealing with a young man or a boy who came to the club, and all he's known is playing football for that particular club. And when it doesn't go for you, it's up to the club and the manager to have your best interest at heart, to place you where they can sell you. Because at the end of the day, you're an asset. You become either an asset or a liability. And nobody wants to be labeled a liability because there's all those negative connotations. But the only person that stands still with a club is the fans. Maybe one or two chairmen and board members, but on the majority of the time, it's the fans that stand still, because we see so many players in those roles come and go, and whether they come and go, whether it's the right thing or the wrong thing, it's just one of those facets of being a player. Is that sometimes you're at a club for a long time, but at some point, whether it's a new manager, whether it's a new owner, whether it's the coaching team or whatever it is, if they deem you fit enough, great. If they deem you not fit enough, then you have to make moves. And you also have to be a bit more responsible for yourself as well. And that's where your agents comes in, because they're the ones that got the ears to the ground to say, you know what, things are not working out for you here, but we can get you a move somewhere else. And it seems to be the kind of stumbling block with Arsenal that when we're trying to move players, it's like we're dragging our feet. Now we all know Bellerin even said himself that he wants to leave. So when a player says that, there's no more negotiations to be had. You want to make sure that that player goes. And I did say on a previous podcast, maybe about 3-4 weeks back, that we need to take a hit. We're not going to get the levels of return back on our investment purely because there's some clubs that are in trouble at the moment and can't afford it. There's other clubs that know that our negotiating skills ain't brilliant, so they're going to play hard nose. And at the end of the day, the player would want to say that, you know what, actually I've got to say in this. I want to be able to move at some point. So if he wants to move, great, but we have to take a hit. And if it's going to be less than what is being advertised, then how many times have we paid over the odds on players and they haven't pushed us where we should be? So this is just one of the sad cases. If Bellerin wants to go, brilliant. If we have to take a hit, brilliant. The only stumbling block is the negotiations again. And I've got a feeling that Bellerin will still be here come past our transfer deadline.
You can tell we're brothers because I was going to ask my brother about Arsenal. Do you think we should take the hit and just get rid of the player? And do you envisage these players, Xhaka, the Classic, still remaining here after the transfer window is closed? And my brother's just answered all those questions. I was going to ask them those same questions. They just answered those questions there. I took an envisage the likes of Kolasinac, possibly Bellerin. I mean, not so much Granit Xhaka, who I'm going to talk about next. But a lot of these players are still going to be here long after the transfer window has closed. And you've got to remember as well that this new season, is going to see the return, of the fans in the stadium. And boy, is going to be a lot of pressure on Mikel Arteta, Ralph. A lot of pressure on this manager, like there wasn't last season. But it's going to be a lot of familiar faces.
If he didn't think that if he thought there was a lot of pressure with the way that the team was playing last season, just wait when it's times 10 with the fans. You can see already, how important it was for the fans, for the England fans, when they came back to the stadiums to play, to support their team, and how much of a boost it was for them. Just imagine it going the other way. We've got 3 really hard fixtures, and I can see us unfortunately dropping points purely because of what's happening at this moment in time. Chelsea is not going to be easy. Manchester City is not going to be easy. Norwich, just newly promoted, is not going to be easy. Burnley is never easy. Them down the road, again, it's not going to be easy. And our first match with Brentford, we've lost to Brentford the first couple of times. So already we're on the back foot, and it's even more frustrating because while we've had the Euros, everyone's been distracted with the Euros. It seems like Arsenal's been distracted with it as well. All these signings. I know that maybe 1 or 2 of the signings have played for their country or have been selected for their country, but you want to make sure that you get your signings done and dusted out the way, so then when you go into your first match, everybody knows what the script is. That is just purely it. I'm not anywhere into the Arsenal infrastructure other than being like you, just a fan and just an observer. And like you said, Alex, it's quite easy for us because we're armchair critics. We can say what the club should be doing, but when you're actually in the club, maybe you're protected by some kind of bubble. You probably think, well, things ain't so bad. Oh, we've still got plenty of time. Look, the Euros have come and gone, and everyone's looking forward to the World Cup. But before that, it's the Premiership, and the Premiership is only weeks away.
Dear. Anyway, talking about players coming, players going, we're still I've not heard any news in regards, but it's a slight update in regards to Granit Xhaka. I don't know. Granit Xhaka's Arsenal gesture shows how much he wants Roma transfer. Granit Xhaka is so desperate to secure a move to Roma that he's prepared to give up his Arsenal bonuses. The midfielder has previously been linked with Emirates exit and is now attracting interest from the Italian side. Jose Mourinho wants to add the Swiss star to his ranks, and he begins shaping his squad at the Stadio Olimpico. La Gazzetta del Sport claimed that Arsenal former captain, has already agreed personal terms with the Serie outfit and is now trying to get the move over the line. Roma have offered a 15 million euros plus add-ons for Xhaka, but the Gunners seem to be holding out for more money. The 28-year-old though is ready to give up any money owed to him by Arsenal if it means securing the move right now. So there you have it. The player himself is actively, Ralph, literally, he said, I'll give up all the bonuses if it means that we can get the deal over the line done quicker rather than later. I cannot envisage him still being an Arsenal player, Ralph, beyond the transfer window. I can't see that. I think if that were to happen, oh my goodness, Ralph.
Yeah, but Alex, everything's pointing in that kind of direction because we're Arsenal. You know what I mean? When you've got a player, you've got a player who says, "Look, just I'm an ex-Arsenal player. Get me out of here." Almost, you know what I mean? He's got that kind. He wants to go, but it wouldn't surprise me if he's still there. It wouldn't surprise me because that's what happens to us. I know you're shaking your head. I want him, gone from the time when the final whistle blew at the end of last season. I was thinking, right, okay, now it's time to get rid of all those players. And when Roma came in and said how they want this, and then now they want to play hardball, and he says, look, I want to go. Then, like I said before, we've got to take a hit. We've got to take a hit. If he's willing to play for less than what it is, then obviously that says a lot. That says that he wants to go. It's time for him to go. He doesn't want to be here anymore.
Yeah.
So what's the hold up?
But far rather than the player saying, actually, I've had enough. I would have loved the club to have been proactive, Ralph, and said, you know what, we have identified these players. They've been at Arsenal for X amount of years, or the performance hasn't met the minimum requirements. I would have preferred Arsenal themselves to say, you know what, we've identified these players and we are proactively going to sell the players, rather than a player saying to the club, I want out. To me, that doesn't look good, Ralph. The player himself said,
But no, I was going to say, look, I don't think there's many clubs anyway, regardless if it's Arsenal or anyone else, that will say, look, we're progressively going to be getting these players out. There has to be like a modicum of confidentiality, as it were, or respect. You don't air your. I mean, not many clubs do. There may be one or two, but there's not many clubs that would air their personal laundry in public. If someone has been disrespectful or hasn't gone along with the way that the team wants to move in that direction, then it's a very strong manager that says, right, I don't want that player in the club. Do whatever it takes for him to leave the club, but do it in a way that's professional, not not like I don't know, some kind of like Desperate Housewives, scratch fest kind of scenario. You want to make sure that you do it in the best kind of way, because one, you're protecting the brand of Arsenal, and two, you're also protecting the player as well. The player can have as much angst and frustration at the club, but if he's treated in the right way and exiled, as it were, or exited in the right way, then there's not that much comeback, really. Everything would be just speculation, but nobody knows for sure, other than the player and the club.
But knowing what Granit Xhaka has been through and what he's put us through, surely it should arrive at the point where the club themselves actually had made a decision that we're going to part ways with the player. Again, look at he's had a checkered history with Arsenal, Ralph, right to the point where he did what he did with the captain's armband, Ralph, and the shirt. Arsenal should have made a decision to part ways. Not arrive at the point where the club has said, "Oh, you know what? I'll actually give up my bonus because I want to leave the club." Arsenal themselves should have been proactive and said, we ourselves, we're going to make the decision. Don't arrive to the point where the club, the player has said, I want to leave the club. So much so, I'm willing to give up my bonus. How did we get to this point? Go on.
But if you think of it from this way, if you could imagine if the club had said pretty much what you're saying, and they did it publicly, and then you had the Xhaka playing the way that he did at the Euros, then it makes us look bad. It will make us look bad. I think it'll make us look bad because we'll say now, we don't want this player anymore. He disrespected the armband and whatever kind of things that he had done. He done it publicly. There's no denying that. But if you keep on voicing those kind of opinions, and then you've got a player, what it does, it makes a player more determined. I mean, that's probably the reason why he says he wants to go. For not wanting any of the bonuses or anything. It makes him look almost like he's redeemed himself. He redeemed himself with Switzerland because he's the captain there, and even when he didn't play in their last match, just the players around him, that also gives him an air of respect as well, regardless of what he's done for the club. We have to stand back and say, okay, these are one of the players. There's quite a few players we want to get rid of. We can either become very vocal or we can become very private. I think sometimes it's just being a bit private, just to hold back. We know we don't know exactly what goes on in the heads of the agents and the board members and everything else. But from a club stance, I feel it'd be better for the club just to distance themselves slightly, let the agent, let the player, let the other clubs and those who are negotiating his move do that, but do it in the best way. The whole time there's a lot of infighting. It brings the club and the brand down. I feel that's my personal opinion.
That's what. So you cut your losses. You get rid of the player. I mean, look at William Saliba. He's only played a handful of games for Arsenal. He's going to be loaned out again. Well, actually, there's already the loan deal's already been secured. Marcel Olympiacos. He's only played a handful of games. Guendouzi.
Yeah.
Who's Guendouzi? Guendouzi is gone. So, far rather than, allow the player to remain at the club, damaging the brand name, Ralph, because Arsenal don't have the cojones to actually, say, you know what, we've actually had enough. Okay, we've given you an opportunity upon opportunity. We've arrived at this watershed moment, and we have made the decision that we're going to part ways. We're going to contact your agent, expedite the deal. Wherever you want to go to, we'll get it done as quick as possible. And even when he was at the Euros, Ralph, he couldn't keep his mouth shut. He was out of the Euros and still talking about Arsenal.
I get that, Alex. I get it. And I think that, I'd rather a player carry on in that kind of way than for the club to chase after him and say, hang a minute now, you can't. Let the club distance himself backwards, as it were. And you picked up a really good example. If you want to see a Jekyll and Hyde scenario, Saliba hasn't done anything. Saliba, is a very young man. He voiced his opinion on social media because he felt that he needed the chance. And yet what he's done now, he's proved himself. And again, we don't know the ins and outs. No one's going to tell us until it comes to a point where maybe Saliba may come back to the club. James Rowe called it last season. He said he don't think that we're going to see him playing for Arsenal ever again. And that scenario will have to be played out. But in terms of Xhaka, let Xhaka, I'd rather let Xhaka do what if he wants to mouth off, then he can mouth off. But from a club brand kind of scenario, let the club do what they're going to do in instrumenting his exit. And if he says, I want to go because X, Y, and Z, then there's something you can't do. You can't legislate someone's voice to express what they want to say. You know what I mean? But from a club point of view, you can take a kind of like togetherness kind of stance to say, you know what, the player said what he said. Okay, Let's just make sure that we act in the right way, because it could come back at us. And if it comes back at us, then you're going to have a long litigation kind of scenario. We don't want to get drawn into that scenario.
Has he ever apologized, Ralph?
We're still waiting, aren't we?
Exactly, Ralph.
We're still
Exactly.
waiting. We're still
And
waiting.
that's what
So
I'm
that's what
saying
I'm
to you.
saying. That's what I'm saying. I'd rather that, let him just carry on with his ways. I know that you want it your way, but I'd rather just let him carry on with his ways and let the club try and get rid of the. The only thing that would annoy me would be if he was still at the club when we go into next season, into this season, well, this coming season. If he's
What
still
would
at the
annoy
club,
you?
because it means that we haven't done what we meant to do. We haven't gone rid of this guy.
Right, and that's going to the heart of the matter, Ralph. That Arsenal should have been proactively, saying to the guy, you know what, we're going to call you to the office. We've had too many incidents. There has to be a consequence. The consequence is this. We're going to talk to your agent. We're going to expedite and end the contract, and we're going to sell you. You can't have it's player power, Ralph. It's player power. The player we've waited so long. He hasn't apologized. We've arrived at this point now where he's actually saying, actually, I've had enough. I want it away from Arsenal so bad that I'm willing to give up my bonuses. Why? Because the club have not actively punished the player in the correct way. He's had a free reign, Ralph. It's player power now. It's player power. I understand all the stuff about social media, that he's received death threats. I understand that. A stressful situation for any person, much less a professional footballer. But you can't tell me the club has done the right thing, Ralph. The club have not done the right thing. Do you know how I know that? Because he
No,
himself.
I didn't say the club's done the right thing. What I'm saying is that the club has to take a step back and say, right, you know what? We've allowed this situation to go on for so long. If he wants to, not if he wants to go, we want to make sure that he is gone. But I want that situation to be ended. There's no point having like an argument, a verbal spat with the player for all to see. What I'm saying is there's something that can be conducted behind closed doors, as it were. If he wants to be as vocal as he has been, that's his right to. But from a club point of view, the club has to stand for, okay, this player has not used the ethics of the club in the way that we've seen fit. So these are the steps we're going to take in order to make sure that the player doesn't play for the team anymore. And it's going to be gradual. That's the only thing. It's going to be gradual because they don't want any comebacks. They don't want anything to come back at them to say, hang on a minute now, you know what? This player's going to sue you potentially for whatever it is because you didn't do X, Y, Z. You didn't do your due diligence. So I think from the club point of view, they have to be very responsible and don't get involved in what he wants to say. Let him say what he wants to say. That is right. But then from a club point of view, the manager, the agent, whoever is involved, say, right, this is what's happened. This is what we want done, and in the best for the player, if he wants to go to Roma, for example, without bonuses and everything, make sure that everything that's in the contract, he signs it, so then there's no comebacks to the club, and then he's on his merry way, and you've conducted your business in the right way. That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying that we're not privy to. We're only privy to opinion of what's happening so far. We're not privy to, because we don't have any proof of what's going on. We can only see what's happening and we can guess, but we don't know exactly.
Well, all I'm going to say is people, act and believe on your deeds, not your words. And so far, what I'm seeing, Ralph, is Arsenal have not conducted themselves in the right way. They've not protected the brands. They've not punished the player for his misgivings. Even someone so grabbing the player. I can't remember, was it a Brighton player was it a Brighton or Leeds player? Even then, not learning a lesson, and he hasn't come out in social media. There's been no official announcement from the club to say, "All right, we've spoken to the player. He has apologized. He himself has not apologized, Ralph." So the point I'm trying to make is Arsenal have not done their business the right way. How? Because the player has said he's taken the decision, not the club. He has taken the decision to say that actually I will want to leave Arsenal. I want it so bad that I'm willing to give up my bonuses. Arsenal have not made a decision. He, after all the things that's happened, Ralph, he has made the decision that he wants to leave Arsenal. Anyway, we've got to move on, Ralph. We've got to move on. The last one I want to actually talk, I know I spoke about this the other day actually, is in regards to the new kit. Another kit. Gone are the days where you see one kit would be shown for minimum 2 seasons. Every season there has to be a new kit. So if you're a little bit confused, the kit in the background with the design of a Adidas is a new kit, not the one on top of the kit. That is the old one. Yeah. So there you go. Like I said yesterday and the day before, when I look at the design, I just see Adidas. They just kind of lost for ideas. Lost in the abyss. Ralph, your thoughts on the new kit? Go on, tell me that you like it. You like it, ain't you, Ralph?
You think I like it?
I don't know. Do you?
I'm not. I'm not really taken by it. If I have to be perfectly honest, I'm not really taken by it. Yeah, it just looks like like the JVC. I can see the JVC kit on top of it. There's so many similar, and it's true what you're saying. Adidas seems to run out of ideas. I think that if you're running out of ideas, why don't you ask the fans? Why can't you ask the fans what would make a really good idea? I'm sure there's hundreds of thousands of fans who can supply better idea for kits than what they've trumped out on this occasion. You know, I'm not really taken by it, if I have to be honest. I mean, it's our colours, it's our red and white. It's got the go faster stripes. Whether our players would go faster when they're playing, it would be a different thing altogether. But you know, it's another kit, isn't it? I'm not really. My mind is not really on the kits, if I have to be perfectly honest. My mind is all about what's happening with Kroenke. When things go too quiet, I start getting a bit agitated. What's happening with Daniel Ek? What's going on now that Patrick Vieira has gone to Crystal Palace? Is he still going to be acting as a kind of ambassadorial role with Daniel Ek? Thierry Henry hasn't said anything. Dennis Bergkamp hasn't said anything. We're slowly creeping into the new season, and it's like nobody is seeing that the grand wizard of Kroenke behind the curtains is still pulling the strings and still remaining as ominous a figure as ever. So to me, the kit is just another distraction. I'm not really taken by it, if I have to be perfectly honest with you.
Yeah,
sorry.
Likewise. Yeah, actually, I've told the same line, so I'm not interested. Even so much so with the line of merchandise, I'm not going to be buying any more merchandise, but that is a different story for another day. So those have been the segments on our Channel 4 TV's Monday morning catch-up show.
Hey, he's got it right.
Well, behave yourself. Shall we take a break, Ralph?
Yeah, I'm boiling. I need some water.
Okay, cool. Right, so we're going to take a little break, a pause for the cause, and the video coming right back now is going to be the video about the memberships. Yes, there's been a little incline of people take up memberships on the Channel 4 TV. I've tried to keep up with posting a lot of behind-the-scenes videos and photos and bits and pieces. So, guys, I hope you enjoy it. If you want to know what it means to be a member, stay tuned for this video. We'll see you on the other side. Hi, and welcome back to Cannon Fodder, the channel for Arsenal fans all over this world. Well, this is a special video introducing our new membership scheme. Membership scheme, I hear you say? Yes, YouTube have allowed all content creators to have a membership scheme, and it's open to all our subscribers. Let me just get one thing straight right about now. All the content that you've been seeing for the last 2.5 years will remain to be free. So that's the Voice of Reason, that is the live shows, the broadcasts, the easy talks, all those content there is going to remain to be free. Okay, so I've got it off my chest. With the membership scheme, You will get certain perks. With those perks, you'll get to see behind the scenes footage that probably nobody's seen before. Maybe, I'm not sure if you want to see. You also get early release of certain videos. And of course, with the player profile videos, where you ask us to do a video on a specific player, we'll give you a shout out, we'll mention you, and that'll be literally earmarked as if it was a present from us to you. With those formats there and the perks, they will come with a small price to be paid for the month. So with the lower level, which is going to be a bronze cannon, you'll get the shout out in the live chats, and also with the chat, if you are a member, it will go right to the top of the page that we must and we will mention you. And you also get like a free emoji and GIF with that as well. With the silver cannon, again, you'll get all behind the scenes footage, all the bloopers, all the things that we've tried to keep away from you. But yeah, there'll be a small price to be paid for that. That's roughly standing at £4.99. It will vary from country to country. So wherever you're on the way, there'll be a slight difference in that. And like I said, we're trying to maintain the future of Canon 4 TV across the whole platform. So by all means, we would love you to be a part of the membership scheme there. There are going to be perks, including discounts for all the merchandise currently running on Canon 4 TV. So that is the reason why we're doing the membership scheme. Again, you don't have to join it. All the content I'm going to repeat will remain to be free. But part of the membership scheme, you'll have all those perks there. Again, there's going to be a free Q&A live session with me and maybe my brother every Thursday. You also get early footage of early releases. And of course, you'll get the discount as well as all the bloopers and the behind the scene footage right here on this lovely channel, which is called Canon 4 TV. So we would love you to be part of the membership scheme. Please, the video is up and running now, and it's free to all the subscribers, all the viewers that's ever viewed Canon 4 TV. So for myself, Alex, and of course for my brother and Monty and everyone from Canon 4 TV, welcome, please, to the membership scheme on Canon 4 TV. So there you have it. If you ever want to know what it meant to be a member on Canon 4 TV, it's there. And the ticker tape has been going for the longest time. It tells you there. Anyway, let's go into the live chat for the first time this morning. And I've got PAPP, who says, good morning. Good morning to you as well. I hope you are well, my friend. John gives us a thumbs up. And the Assembled says, good morning, Alex and Ralph.
Morning, Assembled.
Ron Miles, very formal, so it just says hello.
Hello.
And Singh also says hello to you. And Harrison says, happy to join today. Big up, bro. Thank you for that, my friend. The comment here, the comment says, it seems Arteta came to join hands with a Kroenke and finish Arsenal. How can you spend 50 million on Ben White while we have Maddison and Aouar to that money for? Well, I go back to the point about this false story about £250 million going to be spent on transfers. There's never been £250 million. In regards to spending £50 million on one player, again, Arsenal have agreed to sign Ben White, but Ben White has not signed. There's just been some kind of agreement that the clubs have come together, but Ben White has not signed for Arsenal, and Arsenal have not spent the money yet, if you believe that. Ralph, what do you think about Arsenal in this situation, not being in a European football and spending that amount of money on one player, Ralph?
I don't get it. I don't get it, to be honest. We're still waiting for as we, our previous conversation, we're still waiting for some players to exit. I remember I have to keep on going back to James Rowe. What happens to Charlie Gilmore? What happens to our academy players? We're getting more players in because it's like the fan base or the manager feels that we've got this war chest. Although it hasn't been official, it's just been on certain platforms. The club hasn't said, "Here you are, Arteta, spend this money." So again, I just don't understand it. I don't understand why are we still getting more players in when we need to get more players or players who haven't been as best as they have been out. You know, I did see on Twitter what Ben White can actually do, but you know, that's just clips. You know what I mean? I'm sure we can probably put a few clips of us playing football, and it probably shows in a really good light, and not the fact that we're on the sidelines huffing and puffing and trying to stand up or whatever. But you know, that's another thing altogether, I suppose. But I'm just perplexed. I don't see this as it could potentially be like a plaster over a gaping wound. It's great. We've got this new player, and he's going to solve all our problems. And yet we've got a player out playing for Olympiacos, a youngster who didn't get a chance to show what he can do.
Yeah.
So there's no sense, no rhyme, no reason to this.
Good morning, Gail. Gail says, I'm desperate for Titanic to move to Roma. Please don't let this move hit an iceberg.
Very good.
The Assemble says, one thing that seems to be a constant at Arsenal for a player to leave, he has to be totally disrespectful before the board let him go. And that's the point I was trying to make. You know, yeah. The club are reactive, not proactive. They're reacting to something that the player has done, to the point where the player himself has said, you know, I want out. When are we going to get back to days where the club or the manager will say, you know what, before it goes any further, we have taken the decision to let the player go. After all that's happened, come on, protect the brand. Just get this dross off the books. So many players that should never be playing for Arsenal, says Gail. He should have been shown the door after his display against Palace.
There you go.
Saliba has never played for the first team, only one game against Milton Keynes in a friendly. Yeah, I remember that game there. Clarence Adlam, good morning. Says Arteta's giving Saliba a fight. Taxi for Titanic Shaka to Heathrow, one-way ticket in economy. This club board and management have never done the right thing under Kroenke. As reasonable as the club seems, why does it always seem that the players are unreasonable? Never the club. Yeah? The club's got to be more proactive, Ralph. That's what I'm saying. Vichar, good morning. It's been a long time, my friend. Is our Arsenal board not interested in signing Owar? I don't think so.
Did you say was there talk that he wanted to go somewhere else? Or is it them down the road that's putting the bid in?
Most likely, yeah. Man United, Liverpool, and Denmark down the road. He won't be coming to Arsenal, even at £20 million. So I understand it's the valuation this time last year, upwards of 45 million euros, and now around £20 million. I understand it, but Arsenal, we can't even get rid of the players, much less sign players. Yeah. But yeah, he won't be coming to Arsenal, unfortunately, Vichar. Moses, good morning. Says, good morning, Alex. Alex, I thought Arteta knew the problem at Arsenal before the season came to an end. The midfielder area was a big issue to address. What's going on? Moses from Liberia. Well, yeah, we know there's a gaping hole in the midfield. People just kind of walk through the midfield and there's just partying. Ralph, is the midfield our biggest problem, or is it the attack? Where do you think is the biggest problem for Arsenal?
I think it's the biggest problem. I don't think it's just midfield. I think the whole team's a problem. You know, what we do with a goalkeeper?
I don't know, Ralph.
Is Leno still number one, is he?
Well, yeah, he is. Yeah.
Yeah, you know why? Because he's the only one at this moment in time. That's why.
Did you see the match, Ralph, against
What
Rangers?
Rangers?
Yeah.
No, no, I didn't. I didn't. I was working. I think
Oh.
it's one of the few times I was glad that I was, to be honest. But I don't get what's the word I'm looking for? I get reminded of the scores when I'm in work. So half the time I'm just thinking this is just early doors. This is just pre-season. My lord, what's going to happen when we start getting into our fixtures? But no, I didn't see it. The first game I saw the highlights for this poor youngster, our goalkeeper, and the defense defense is the goalkeeper's a problem. Defense is a problem. Midfield is a problem. What's happening? From what I heard, Aubameyang had like three chances. One that he should have just literally, he could have just got on his knees and just headed the ball across the line, and that would have been blocked. So yeah, it's not looking good. Or everywhere. We're trying to put fires out everywhere.
Jeremy Brown says, "Good morning. I'm watching you live from Liberia." Jeremy, thank you for that. I hope you're keeping safe. Everett, year after year, we have seen the decline of our beloved club, and no one is responsible. Yet we still have incompetent individuals making important decisions. It's shocking to say the least. Whatever. Thank you for coming to the Sunday morning catch-up show. Don Arsenal says, hello, watching from hospital, Alex. Ralph, if you don't know, Don Arsenal's wife went into labour. The Don Arsenal made me laugh. The guy is in the live chat, Ralph. I said, okay, yeah, okay. And I'm reading the live comments, as you know, Ralph. Then later it says, oh, my wife has been induced. She's in labour. I was thinking, and you're in the live chat, Don Arsenal. You should be by your wife's side. You should be in the live chat.
You know, this has got comedy gold all written over it, hasn't it? There's the wife having the epidural. Where's my husband? Where's my husband? Oh, he's over there just texting Cannon for the TV. Tell him to get him over there. Tell him to get.
Grab his hand.
You know, much blessings though. You know, what I mean, new one. You know, into the world.
Yeah, baby boy. Apparently,
I think Cannon Fodder is going to take a bit of a back seat with Mr. Don Arsenal for a while. He had to do the catch-ups in between sleeps.
Anyway, Solomon says, I'm happy. You're happy. Hi, happy join from Ghana. Don Arsenal. You make me laugh, man. All right, expert says Ben White will flop. Well, listen, as Mom would say, you've got to give the runner a chance. So let's see what he does when he signs for Arsenal, because he's not signed for Arsenal. Hasn't signed yet. Nasri, Van Persie, Cazorla, Riziki all left and didn't get replaced, and all because of Wenger. Is that true, Ralph?
Yeah, I think when we could have won the Premiership, I'm looking at 08, 09. That was when the emergence of Man City was coming in. And Man City, you know, when they won their Premiership, we was the feeding club for Man City, Liverpool, Chelsea, and they went off to do big things. And it was all under Wenger's tenure. So yeah, he didn't see it, or he didn't replace. I mean, we were quite unlucky with a few injuries as well. You know, let's not forget that. There's quite a few young players that were injured, but we never replaced that. Never replaced it.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Pap says, "Whoa, you just jumped over my comments." Well, I've read all the comments, so it leads me to believe maybe you typed something in the live chat that the analytic didn't like. Listen, we've got strict rules over here. If there's like something that the analytics doesn't like, then it won't come in the live chat. So Anyway, Maestro said, whoops. It says, good morning. Richard says, need a new striker because Alba forgot his goal scoring skills. You make it sound like, so a lot of the kids that I work with, they say, oh, I forgot my homework. You make it sound like he forgot his homework. He forgot his goal scoring skills.
Forgot where the goal was.
So I couldn't watch the epidural. Too many needles. So I had to... Steve says a build up of Kroenke not backing managers over the last 5 years. That's finally, I think worryingly, it could be, what's that? Unfixable.
I think it's been unfixable for a long time.
Say again?
It's been unfixable for a very long time. I think what's happened, Wenger had deflected the comments that we see now. They were more vocal during that period of time, and he deflected them. And he'd done such a good job that it was at the detriment of the team.
That's a good point, actually. Those of you watching now see like this numbers fluctuating between 60 and 70 on at any one time. Got my brother on the Monday morning catch-up show. There you go, come right off the tongue. Just been talking about Bellerin and Xhaka, bits and pieces about Ben White again and William Saliba. So let's kind of review the news before we wrap up this one. So the news, as we saw it from Canon 4 TV's perspective, first up was Hector Bellerin. Latest club that he's been linked with is Inter. Arsenal star, but is he a star? Yes, he is, I guess. Hector Bellerin has been watched by Inter, confirmed City our Giants chief Beppe and Morata. Reports claim that Inter are leading the race for Bellerin after selling Antraf Hakimi to PSG, and Morata has now confirmed the City are champions have Bellerin in their sights. Yeah, but there's no mention of him signing though. I mean, just saying that he's in the sights. We're keeping an eye on him. Just sign him. Just sign him, please. And we spoke about Granit Xhaka, quite extensively in regards to his conduct over the period of time that he's been at Arsenal. Personally, I would have liked Arsenal to have taken a charge and say, you know what, we've seen enough of you. We're going to call you in. We'll have word of your agent, and we're going to sell you. Rather, the other way around, player power. Well, the player himself actually said, you know, I want out. I'm willing to give up my bonus just to expedite this transfer to Roma done now. Player power. And my brother's kind of taking a different view of this, that literally he said that the club just step back from the situation, let the player talk as much as he wants, but we need to protect the brand. I'm thinking Arsenal haven't been protecting the brand in regards to Granit Xhaka's conduct. How do I know? He's not apologized. Hasn't apologized. And then
one other thing,
jumping
on that. One other thing, we also have to try and put in the fact that maybe Arteta might have had a conversation with him, because I think just before the end of last season, Arteta was hoping that he would stay. He did try to turn him around because he spoke to Mustafi, Kolasinac, trying to think who else he spoke to, Ainsley Maitland-Niles, Joe Willock.
You're right. Yeah.
So maybe that's the reason why he probably feels that he has to push forward this move away, because maybe the manager might have had time to. That's what I'm saying. We don't know the full ins and outs. We're not going to know. We can see the fallout, but then to try and trace it back, we're not going to know exactly until either the club or the manager says something. And so far, they haven't. They've stepped back away from this.
But I can only speak from my perspective, Ralph. That the fact that Arsenal are still trying to, barter over between £2 and £5 million over this deal. Again, just cut your losses and get him over the line. But yeah, no. You want to barter over between £2 and £5 million. Just sell him. No, just to kind of quell the outcry a background of Xhaka's time, his career at Arsenal. Just get it done. Get it done. And that, again, that tells me the story that literally it's player power. Yeah, that he is forcing this move through, not the club. Yeah, and the club are still hanging on to the valuation. Just take the hit and get it over the line. Then we spoke about the kits. The kits, yeah. I won't be buying any more merchandise. I don't like the look of this. And like I said, from the beginning, to me, it looks like Adidas have just kind of run out of ideas, just rehashing old designs. And as my brother said, and actually, I've seen over the last few years a lot of what they call it, concept kits at certain. If you go into Twitter, you see all different kind of concept designs that our fan base are able to come up with. So, like my brother said, if you don't have any ideas, ask the fans. Ask the fans to come up with the designs and pick the best one. Some designs I've seen over the last 2-3 years, I was thinking, wow, that design there could work. But no, look at this design here. Nah, just rehashing a kit. The JVC, the JVC years, Ralph, man.
Yeah. JVC, O2.
Yes, O2. Dreamcast.
I think it was PlayStation.
Say again?
Well, we had PlayStation, didn't we? For a couple of years.
Dreamcast. Yeah.
Dreamcast.
Yeah.
There's me trying to put in a branding. Give me some freebies.
All right, let's go into the live chat just for the last one before I wrap up this one. Ralph, quick question to you: Are you coming? Are you going to do a video for the VOR?
Yes, I shall. I'll be submitting the recent the recent results with Rangers and Hibs on my VOR. So VOR will be coming back for from Wednesday, I believe, Premier Wednesday. I'll talk to Alex to see if the slot is still open. But yeah, I'm going to do I'll be doing it actually later today. I've got a couple of other projects to finish off. And yeah, I'll be putting in my video. Probably won't be.
Raz has gone all cold turkey, you know. He can't do without the VOR, man.
Well, actually, I can.
Oh, okay.
Work has been on me. So yeah, I've got to step it up. I've got to step it up. But yeah, it'd be nice to do my segments once again.
Okay. Buka says, hello from Happy from Mawari and Delta, Nigeria. Do you think Arsenal still going to make relevant signings? So far, only Ben White, excuse me, is the huge one. Ralph, you can answer the question.
I don't know. Madison was on the cards at one stage. We now know that Awar is not going to want to come to Arsenal. Put it this way. Which signings do you feel would want to come to Arsenal to build Arsenal for the next couple of years, knowing that at least for the first season, this season coming, we're not involved in any European action? Who do you think could come to this club knowing full well that there's no European action that can build us to be eligible for either top 4 or the Europa League? Okay, I think that is where you're going to find the sweet spot.
Nice one. Steve says, gone backwards since Wenger left?
No, I challenge that. We've gone backwards when Wenger didn't have a strong number 2 to push him when he was making some ill decisions.
Marshall says, John from Kigali City, Rwanda. I think Arsenal needs an attacking midfielder like Madison and Jack Grealish. Madison, £60 million plus. Grealish, you're talking about maybe 70 to 80 million. It's not going to happen. Not going to happen.
No.
Xhaka is not the problem now. Partey has to seriously buck his ideas up next season. Daniel Anderson, one of our members, said Madison would be a great signing. Yeah, but at that price, again, a humongous amount of money on one signing, not for me. Not for me. Menace Society says a 10-year-old design that. Yeah, I was thinking that again. Adidas just rehashing old ideas. They've run out of ideas. Ask the fan base to come with a design.
I think that marble effect one was the closest to like being really good. Even the Bruce Banana revamp, and the marble history was. I think that's when they start actually squeezing the creative juices, as it were, and now they've come up short. So they've revamped this old thing again.
Yeah. Jackson says Arsenal need to work on defending set pieces. Again, I've not seen.
We've got a set piece coach, haven't we?
Have we?
Well, you can obviously not from the goals that we leaked in.
Oh dear me. Shaka is world class. Okay, thank you for that. We've come to an end on this one. Just over an hour on this Monday morning catch-up show. Yeah. Got there in the end, Ralph. Got there in the end.
Slowly working our way to Sunday.
So there you have it. A bit of breaking news. Look forward to the VOR. Yeah, another video come up live and direct on Wednesday. Those of you who've been thirsting for Raz and his segment is coming back. The Easy Talk ain't coming back anytime soon, people. They'll be coming back, but not soon. Not soon. Maybe probably September. Mid-September, and I'll give myself a longest break. I'm well deserving of the break. In regards to the Monday evening show with James Rowe and the Godfather, that's not coming back for the longest while. Maybe again in August, maybe September. But just enjoy the transfer news coming every single day. Every single day. Enough. Is there anything you want to say before we wrap up this one?
Did you mention about Paul Mariner?
I did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just come across it. Great player. So condolences to his family. I know it's been like a week since he passed. So but good job.
Yeah, I mentioned him when I did the video at Portman Road, Ipswich. I did the player segment and the player stroke manager segment on Bobby Robson, and I did mention Paul Mariner then. But may his soul rest in peace. All right, just to see us out, and this is the video you see for the last time. You won't see this video. It's not all about the music, guys. Got to put an order in. Yeah, my nephew's my nephew. Our nephew. But you see me tomorrow morning. Get coming live, right and direct on Tuesday morning, same time, same place, a different day. This video is going to be repeated later on this evening, and the live chat will be active. I'll be in the live chat, being interactive with everyone there. Guys, keep it clean. My moderators, they've been told, they know their jobs. Any silliness, you get a warning. If it's really, really silly, you're blocked forever. And I tell you what, forever is a long time. There's no coming back if you're blocked. But anyway, guys, look at this video. Put an order in, receive your 20% on gym equipment. I know I've got a lot of work to do. But I've got to say, before I go, the photo of William, the W man, kind of gave me some hope, Ralph. I'm thinking...
Well, so I'm hoping in turning out for Arsenal.
Why not, man?
Boy, you better leave that alone. Leave that alone, man. I'll be on the sideline cheering you on. I'll be on the sidelines cheering you on, but don't ask me to try and get in on the bit of the action. All of a sudden, a hamstring goes. The hamstring goes, and that's it. That's it. I'm fit. No, you're not.
Anyway, guys, so listen, my brother and I, we've got some business talks to be done after this one. Listen, enjoy your day. And if you've been wondering who or what you've been listening to, you've been listening to Canon Fodder, the channel for Arsenal fans all over this world.